Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. Belinda here from Visualized DNZ. A little project today, we're getting so close to Christmas and things are getting busy that I've just grabbed some things out of my tub of ephemera bases that I made during the October whole book challenge. So if you're not familiar with that, head along into my history of my YouTube videos and you'll find a couple of videos posted there. So what I've pulled out today is a variety of fold out things, all made from book pages. So this one is a little fold out journaling spot. This one is a little fold out, looks like an envelope, but open it out and you've got journal spots. And then this tag which opens, and I haven't done the writing paper inside yet. So let's take this first one and I'll show you how to make them. I've got a different size book page here. This is pages I took out of the altered book that I'm using for my December journal. So it's slightly bigger, I think. Pretty sure it's slightly bigger than the Reader's Digests that I used, yes. So it's another inch or so longer and about the same width. So for this one, we need to fold it in 3. So all of these are pretty simple makes, none that are too complicated. And it doesn't need to be perfectly in 3, just rough enough. That's my word for today, or my phrase for today is rough enough. I don't know if people have that saying in other places, but it's quite common here in New Zealand. Right, there we go. Please excuse that. I'm not coughing very much, but the more I talk, it tends to bring on the coughing. So I'm fine until I do a video and then I start coughing. So yeah. Right, from here, so you've got it in thirds. From here, fold in the 2 flaps into a triangle. Just folding in that side. And folding in this side. Like so. And then we glue those down. Oops, this is one that's been worn down to the plastic, and I'm actually just digging out the glue that's still in that plastic bit with a palette knife. So this could be a bit tedious for you watching me do that. I do have half a glue stick left, so I won't do the digging out on all of them, but if I run out of that glue stick then I'm going to have to dig because I don't have any others in reserve. So I'm just smoothing it on with the palette knife. And I always think there's so much glue down in these plastic bits that just gets wasted, and it's like, well, I've paid for that. I want to use it. There we go. Of course, a little bit more time consuming and a little bit messier, but that's all right. And you need to be careful not to scrape it on and then scrape it off again. I've done that a few times and then wondering why it's not sticking properly. And it's because I've actually ended up scraping the glue back off. Right, so it's much easier to distress these before you, well, this isn't going to be glued that shut, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and distress around the edges. So we've actually got sunshine today. We haven't seen the sun since Saturday, I believe, and it's now Wednesday. And that would be fine if it wasn't supposed to be summer, but we're in summer and it's just like, what's that about? No sun for 4 days effectively, and it's been cold, it's been extremely wet. So that's bad news this year for the strawberries. Basically nowhere has got any strawberries ready for Christmas because of too much rain, and they're all rotting and not ripening because of the lack of sun. So lots and lots of places are going to be without strawberries, which is really super sad, because they're a big thing here at Christmas, and because our Christmas is in summer, so they're a staple on the Christmas table in most households. And most people, unless they've grown some at home and have managed to have some ripen up, most households are going to be lacking their Christmas strawberries. So yes, we'll have to all go to other fruits or frozen fruits maybe. Been just a really weird summer so far. We've had some hugely hot days, like Friday was 30.3 degrees where I live, and then yesterday was like 13 degrees. It's just ridiculous, and everybody is just hanging out for an actual real honest summer. The summer of when I grew up, when it was just, once it hit summer, that's what you got. Hot weather consistently right through to the end. And the odd day when it would be stormy or something, but it wouldn't be cold. I mean, I would have had the fire going if our Christmas tree wasn't sitting in front of it. So I can't light the fire. And I've just washed my hair this morning because I thought it was finally warm enough to actually wash my hair and be sitting around with wet hair. And then I was so happy when I saw the sun. It was like, yes, good choice to do it today, because I don't want to be sitting around with damp, wet hair when I've got this horrible cold still. Right, so I'm going to line this with, this is just packaging paper that I rescued from my husband's work. I found it in their recycling bin. So I pulled it out and straightened it out and folded it up and brought it home. And it's just, I love finds like that. It's just like, yes, free paper, woohoo. I'm surprised that it wasn't put out in the warehouse to use for packaging orders actually, because they normally will reuse things like this and pop it in someone's order and send it out. But if it's in the recycling bin, I consider it fair game for me to take and recycle in my own way. Hopefully that's got a good covering of glue. My glue book is very lumpy at the moment. I'll show you why in a second. I'll just get this down and then I'll show you why I've got a lumpy glue book at the moment. Oops. Okay. There's a lot of excess glue I just smoothed out of there. Put it back in the top of the glue stick. And there's a cat hair in there. Try and get that out before the glue dries. There we go. This is the downside of doing it this way, is you have a bit of cleanup to do every now and then. But that's okay. It's okay off camera. It's probably not so great on camera. Oops, there's a bit more. Bit more cleanup. Yeah, I'm going to have to turn to the regular glue stick and hope that it holds out for the duration of the video, because otherwise you're just going to be so bored watching me put glue on and then clean up where I've put too much and smushed it all out. Okay, so I'll just take a moment to show you why my glue book is all lumpy. It's got this big lump, and you can see perhaps that the pages aren't sitting together in the middle. And it's because I've got this pot plant that my mother-in-law bought me in March, and I just picked one of the flower heads this morning and thought I want to try drying it. It's a succulent kalanchoe or kalanchoe, depending how you pronounce it. And I've got flower presses, but I just kind of shoved it in here, and so I've got a lumpy glue book. So there's my funny little lumpy glue book. I don't know why I'm trying to put it aside, because I need it. Right, now where is my glue stick that's still got glue in it? I've got so many dead ones sitting on my desk to dig out the glue from. I'm just going to clean off my palette knife before that gets all dry and yucky. So put that aside for now. Yeah, so that's pretty much my day up till now. Kelly came home. She's been coming home a lot more lately. It's our calico cat who spends most of her day away from home and most of the night as well, because she doesn't get on with our two youngest cats. So she came home, and then Georgie, our kitten, can we call him a kitten? We think he's actually a year old now, so maybe not so much kitten, but our youngest anyway, decided to have a go at her. So once we rounded him up, because he didn't want to be caught by us, we gave him cuddles and then sent him outside where he could not get up to mischief. And so yeah, Kelly then, just right as I was about to start this video, decided that she was going to come and have cuddles. So I gave her some cuddles and then said, sorry darling, I've got to get my video done. So then she went and had some bickies, and now she's gone outside, so leaving me free to get on. And the other thing that happened this morning is, I'll show you this as well, is I was coming to sit at my art desk and I stood on this. Do you know what it is? You probably can guess. It's the top off a bauble from the Christmas tree. So somewhere running around is a bauble without its top on. And the culprit is our oldest cat, Puss, who's been giving the decorations such a battering. And now we don't know where the bauble has gone. It's somewhere. It's probably under a chair or the couch or something. He's hidden it anyway. Hidden it away. Can't find it. So I've just put the top aside so that when we locate it, hopefully not by standing on it, yeah, we can reattach the top and hang it back on the tree. I have a feeling we're not going to find it though till after Christmas, like when we're picking down the Christmas tree and clearing out everything that we don't need out anymore. I think then we'll probably find it. So goodness knows where he ended up with it. And we're not mad about it. It's actually quite funny. I doubt it's broken. Like those tops just pull on and off anyway, so that's fine. And as long as nobody stands on it and hurts their foot or anything, then I'm sure it's fine. Wherever it is, it'll be resurrectable. Even if it doesn't make it back to the tree till next year. So yeah, it's been an interesting morning. Bit of a funny cat morning. All we get out of him when we ask where it is ow. That's Puss language. It's his answer for everything is ow. I'm hungry. Ow. I want cuddles. Ow. Give me your plate. Ow. And give me my plate means like my husband's breakfast after he's had his bacon and eggs on toast, or eggs on toast, or his dessert plate. If he's had ice cream, it's ow. Or the beaters for whipped cream, ow. That's Puss. It's quite funny. He's definitely got his own little language going on, his own sound. Right, so there we go. Sorry, I've been doing a lot of talking, so hopefully you've just I mean, it's not complicated. I was just covering it in paper on the inside for writing spot. Bit of ink on the inside there too. Oops, I missed a bit. How did I miss a bit? Right, so that's the inside. So it folds up like that. Now from here, there's a few choices to make. You can use it to put in a pocket. Okay, so then on the back, either decorate or writing place. On these flaps, then decorating or writing space, so a bit of decorating will be nice. And then if you don't want to use it as something that goes in a pocket, you could use it as a tuck spot or as a little belly band. Sorry about that, just need to take care of my nose. Right, so I am thinking that I want writing paper on the back. I wasn't going to do writing paper on the back, but I have changed my mind. Need another bit of paper. I'm just going to tear off a bit so it's easier to work with. And the little bits that I tear off that aren't big enough will just be used for collage. About there. So how's everybody else's day going? Have you got any funny stories to tell from your day? It's quite nice when there's something funny to talk about or something that's happened, which is not often so early in the morning. Normally you know, it's just routine, normal stuff, but yeah, a few cute things this morning. It's funny gluing over this hump in my book. But it will help press those flowers. It will help flatten them out. And I didn't really want to open up the flower presses, or a flower press, just for one lot of flowers. Oops, I've got a stickiness on my desk, on my mat there. Obviously didn't wipe it down very well before. Ooh, it's filthy. Gross. I should do this, clean my mat over the break. Right, and since I'm going to use this as writing space, I want to add some ink to the back there. There we go. Right, so decorating the front. How are we going? Oh, we're going okay. Right. I'm thinking of some text. I know it's text already, but layer it up with different texts. Let's see. Taking off the edges. Maybe a bit of music as well. This has got some pencil. Oh, I can use the other side. Don't like that bit of blank space there, so just take a little bit more off there. A bit off there. Yep, and I'm going to ink all these pieces. Just because that's the mood I'm in. Feeling, vibing at the moment. Just want to add that little bit of detail. It's hard to ink around these very, very thin pages. This is a part of a, like a encyclopedia page or something. Not quite sure since it's not a whole piece. Right, and then I need to think about what I'm going to put as a focal image. So I haven't got a journal in mind for this. I'm just preparing ephemera for whenever I need it. So let's put that down there. And this over top. Okay, I'm thinking bird. Oh, if I can get, struggling to get the container out, so there we go. I've got Christmas cards, old Christmas cards stacked on top of my bins of fussy cut things, so just trying not to create an avalanche. Right. So what sort of bird do we want? One about the right size. Too big. He's a colourful fellow. Oh, I quite like him, or her. Him, I guess, because birds are the most colourful, aren't they? The males are the most colourful ones. So I've just got a little bit here to fussy cut out. Not a huge amount, so I'll just take a moment to do that. Just around these little twiggy bits of what the bird's standing on. Right, and just a little bit in between the leg and the branch, so I'll just use my craft knife for that. Hopefully it's not blunt. I've been using it to cut, yeah, really needs changing. Been using it to cut stencils from some tough plastic, and I just tore it. It's definitely too blunt. So, okay, so all is not lost. So if this happens to you, don't panic. Just continue cutting out what you need to cut out. And it's a lot easier now because I can use the scissors. I had a feeling that my knife was not going to be the best option. Right, so I've cut out the little bit that needed to be cut out. Now some glue. And put some glue on the little bit on the wee leg and twig. And just very carefully line it back up. There. And unless one examined it very closely, you would not know that it had broken. So there we go. Our birdie is still all perfectly fine. Now I'm thinking something up here, maybe something down here. So let's look at a number. I think I want a smaller, no, don't want a big one, I want a smaller one. It's the time when all you can find are the big ones. That's like typical, isn't it? Here's one. No, too long, I think. Got some round ones. No, it's introducing a colour that's not there, so not that one. That one. Okay, so there's our number. There's just a simple little number 2. And give that a edge as well. Gee, my fingers are already grubby. I think it's ink, ink from the book pages combined with the distress ink and glue. Right. You can go in about there, I think. Okay, and I think I want something up here, so maybe a word. So let's see what word we might like. These are from my digital kit, Vertical Words Plus, and then there's a few other random bits in here as well. Chase a rainbow. It's kind of a rainbow bird, isn't he? Yeah, let's go with that. Easy peasy. Done. So the time I took trying to find the right number was made up for in finding the right word pretty quickly. Oops, desperately need to change out my glue page. Here we go. Cute. Very cute. And so this will tuck in a pocket or a tuck spot and provide writing. I haven't done this bit. Okay. I am actually thinking of writing space there as well. And a little bit of decoration. So this isn't straight, so I need to straighten it up first. That's better. And here along that line. Oops. A couple of bits that didn't want to tear off. Yeah, and there. And I'll just get this couple of bits at the bottom as well where it tore a bit funny. There we go, just tidying it up a little bit. Right, make sure I glue it the right way, otherwise it won't fit on my little piece there. Now I have to start again, that'd be annoying. Right. Put my knife away since I'm going to try and not use it until I've broken the nib off, the end off. Oops, that needs a bit more glue on there. Somehow I missed that bit. Here we go, that's better. Okay, and I'm thinking just a little bit of some sort of decoration on this bit. What would we like? What labels might I have? Got these apothecary labels from Printables by Marty Joe. I think they might be a bit big, but just have a wee flick through and see if anything. Yeah, I think they're all going to be too big, unfortunately. And it needs to be a vertical one. not a horizontal. Got these little bits that are cut off of the printable. What would that look like? You know, they might be kind of interesting in a way. Yeah, no. One day I'll find a use for these little bits. They're part of the printable, but I don't think really intended to be bits that are used. They're just the pricing from out of the catalogue that the labels were in. That would fit. Okay, let's do something with that. And maybe a little bit of book or music. If we cut this down a little bit. Right, a little bit. Get the right angle. I'm not lining it up, so I'm just kind of guessing. And how would that look? I think that's okay. It's not perfect, but it's interesting. I want to put a bit of this in there as well. Sorry, I've gone completely quiet as I just play around. Yeah, I'm just going to put that in under there, and it just kind of ties it in a little bit with the decoration on the front. Just a little snippet. Go, and a little bit on this wee label. It's a cute wee label. It says triple extract, WM Pearl, Smartsville, California. Is there a Smartsville in California? I guess there is, because these are mock-ups of labels. They're not well, as far as I'm aware, they're mock-ups of, you know, for people to order out of the catalogue the type of label, style of label that they wanted. Right, yeah, that's cute. So there we go, there's that little one. And let's now just clear off a couple of things so I can actually see to work. So that's our prototype there, and that's the one that we've just made and decorated. I've buried in here. Just pop some of this stuff out of my way for a moment. I'm sure I'll be grabbing it again. And let's do this little envelope looking one. So, not difficult at all. You're probably familiar with how to do these little faux envelopes out of book page. Oops, I just want to change out my glue page because it's very, very sticky. Right, so we want to fold one part up for however deep you want your little envelope-y type of ephemera, and then this will be our flap, essentially our envelope flap. So fold that over. So on this one, did I round? No, I left the writing paper squared, but the envelope itself is rounded. So let's go ahead and round it, and I'm going to use my punch board for this, just because my corner rounder hasn't been punching that well lately. I think it's getting a bit blunt and needs to be sharpened. So I thought, well, I'll use this because I know this performs really well. Turn those, and then the flaps. So by doing all the corners, then when you open it up, you've got this little these little divots out here, which I think is quite pretty. And then I'm also going to do that inside flap. There we go. So they're all rounded. And you don't have to round, it's purely a stylistic thing. You know, you could leave them square, you could just take your scissors and cut little snippets off to angle them. And I've left the rough edge on this page, that doesn't bother me. Right, so there's my little envelope, and now I need to cover it in paper. And I like to do this in sections rather than doing right across. I like to use those sections, and that piece is basically perfect to go there. It is perfect. Great. So the yellow paper I've used on the other one to line for writing space is more packaging paper that I picked up at hubby's work as well. And it's the first time I'd seen it, and I hope they get more of it in parcels that they receive, because it's super, super cool in that yellow colour. Really love it. There's a couple of spots I didn't get glued very well. That bit and this bit up here. Right, so time to cut some more paper. So I'm going to just cut this time. Okay, so straighten it up a bit, I think. And then I'm going to tear. There we go. So I hope you're crafting along with me today, or wrapping presents, or doing some art, or doing something. Wrapping presents can be creative. It doesn't have to be a stressful chore. It can be quite fun. Get creative with how you wrap and the colour of wrap, or even what you wrap with. It doesn't have to be commercially bought wrapping paper. You could make some. Like this butcher paper, you could colour it up with paint and stuff and then wrap out of that. I like using jelly prints for wrapping, although the sellotape doesn't like sticking to the paint, which is a nuisance, but you could tie it with a ribbon instead. You can do ribbons and bows, and you know, you can have fun with wrapping. If you leave yourself enough time to have fun with it. It's not going to tear off very nicely, so snip it. Just reading the text that happens to fall in the gap here, and it talks about beasts so twitchy, and it's like, wonder what that's about. Maybe I need to cover that with some washi tape or something. or leave it for the person, whatever journal this goes in, and whoever gets the journal, to wonder about. I mean, it's not bad words, it's interesting words, but just the word beasts, it's kind of like, well, beasts could be a cow, you know, beasts, or a horse even. It doesn't need to be anything icky. But yes, I don't know what this book's about. I didn't bother to look. I just ripped out the pages that I didn't need and turned it into an altered book. So there is that. Right, on the outside, I think I want to make the front flaps both decorative. And then I think I'll use it as a pocket, either a pocket or a tuck spot or a belly band. So I won't need to worry about the back. So let's go ahead and ink around the edges. Might only get time to do these two. So the one I've done and this one. So I might have to leave that third one for another day. That's that, and this one. And then on the inside, folding it back on itself to get round those corners, and a bit of ink in the seam, which is going to help cover over that bit of text too. Won't make it quite so obvious. But still readable if somebody really wants to read it. Right, there we go. So just a quick check of the time. Yeah, we're not going to have time to do any more than this one. So we'll decorate this one up and then that'll be that for today. Right, so I think some text, fun bit of text there, maybe a bit of, is that wide enough? Not quite. Is that one wide enough? No, not quite. Okay, what else? Okay, I've got an idea. Go with this first bit. This is really cool. It's got lots of cool arrangements on it in the notes. This is out of a very old music book from, I believe, the 1800s from memory. That's a nice bit to stamp on, that bit, so I'll keep that bit. I can't quite remember. It's one I got in a book sale recently. Well, my husband actually picked this one up for me for $2. Oh, $2. Right. So I'm just going to give these a little, just with my scissors, a little rounding. Just because I want to sit it in one end. Yep, like that. Oops, come here. I'm busy thinking, sorry, and I need to drink my coffee, which is very cold now. Ugh. After this video, I'm going to be making a fresh cup, I think. Right, so I need something here. Thinking about a wee label. These are my labels. They're again available on Etsy as a wee digital. I'm not sure if I'm feeling the yellow. That's the wrong orientation. Not that one. this one. Yep, I like that one. It's got some wee flowers on it. And it's got a blue and yellow colour to it. And it's got a little box for writing something in if you want. There we go, that's that. Happy with that. Want something down over here? No, I think that's fine as is. And something here, I want something decorative here. Thinking maybe a bit of scrapbook paper or something. So let's see what we might... Oh, I was going to use that, but it's not big enough, is it? Not going to cover much with that little piece. What have I got in my bag of scraps? It's a bit of scrapbook paper, and it's got some of that yellow that would tie in. Yep, that'd be pretty. Let's use that. And it's getting damaged in my bag, so good to use it, or use some of it anyway. Not going to use the whole bit. Okay, first I'm going to tear the edge because I want torn edges. Oops. If I can tear the edge, that's probably far enough anyway. Let me tear off a bit of this. I'll try it the other way. Let's try tearing off just a smidge. It's quite thick paper. There, that didn't work too bad, did it? Right. Trying to see to tear straight. Okay, and I'm going to round the corners on this, but this time I'm going to use my punch board again. This is the envelope punch board. Sorry, I didn't say that, did I, originally? And I've got some fuzzy bits here on the edges, which I think is fine. They'll hold the ink nicely. And this could be written on too, so it's not only decorative, but you could actually write with a dark pen. You could write over top of that if necessary or if desired. Right, and I'm going to use tacky glue because it is a thicker paper, so it will handle it, and that will preserve my glue stick for a little bit longer. Oops, got a sore thumb trying to squeeze the glue out. Right. There we go. And I think that looks really nice. So obviously it's going to go that way up because it's kind of how I've oriented things, and it opens up and you've got this writing space inside, and you could pop a little closure here. Now if I had a thought about it, I recently got some magnets in the mail. I ordered from China, as one does, and they arrived, and these are the magnets. There's 100 of them. That is 100 magnets. Like, they're so tiny. I had a thought about it, I could have included a little magnet closure, because I haven't done that before. So I need to do that at some point. So maybe that's another video, is using the magnets to do closures. But I've already covered everything, so I don't want to do a magnet now. But I could do a circle, perhaps. Just maybe I'll use another scrap of this. Just punch a circle out, give it some inky joy. I seriously need to clean my fingers. And then we can just glue it on there, and the flap can just tuck into the top of it. And about the middle. There we go. And I'm just going to open it up so that it doesn't end up gluing itself in there, which I have done on the odd occasion. Yeah, and when it's dry it can just tuck in, and that will hold it closed. And then we've got, can glue it on just down here at the bottom and up the sides and use it as a pocket, or glue it just on the sides and use it as a belly band. Can you see how grubby my fingers are? Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so I just put my lid back on my glue and grab out the other project here. So clear the way so you can see. Right, so there's this one. This is our prototype here. Very simple to make, very easy, and then it opens out. And for this one I've put paper on the back so it can tuck in a pocket. You could choose to glue it down and use it as a tuck or a side pocket as well, or do it like I've done, and that will just go in a pocket. Like I said, could go in this pocket like so. And then this is our prototype for the other one. It looks like an envelope, but it opens right out for writing inside of. Again, you could put writing space on the back and then tuck the whole thing in a pocket, but for this one I'm going to use it as a pocket. And I've got this little closure here, and then it opens out for writing space and pocket in behind, or a belly band, and that should be good now to tuck in under there. So there we go. They're the two makes for today, two prototypes and the two that we made and decorated up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for joining me today, and if I don't see you again before Christmas, have a very Merry Christmas. Bye for now.